Beep, 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 beep. Hot Ham Radio here. Sitting in my hoopty mobile again. Just parked in front of a Chipotle. Letting my car idle with this AC on because it is way too hot. I just figured I'd burn up some of this gas. Some of this, let me see, there's a gas station behind me. Some of this $4.59 priced a gallon gas. Oh well. It's my lunch break, so I figured this would be a good time to talk to myself. Only now I'm not talking to myself anymore. Bonita Barbie, thank you for blowing up my spot last night. That was awesome. I feel this immense sense of relief and fear also right now. It's been so fun to see these channel creators. There's a lot of channel creators that I follow that I love. I love Mia. I love Miss Mensa. I love Justin Lee Reacts. I love Tabitha Jane. Of course, Bonita Barbie. And I'm loving these raw reactions, these long conversations that everybody's having. It's just, what a relief. So thank you to everybody who subscribed or commented. I really appreciate the support, and I was scared to do this, and I'm not out there to blow up as a channel or make money or anything. I need somebody to talk to about this case. You know what I mean? I get the feeling you do know what I mean. Because also my friends are not aware, but they are very grateful, I'm sure, if they knew. Because now I won't be annoying them on a constant basis about this case that nobody cares about. Because it's awful. I get it. I mean, I don't blame my friends for eventually probably wanting to put me in the loony bin if I don't stop. My one friend, if I text her anything about Chris Watts, she just writes, "Stop. I'm worried about you." Whew, so I think this is good for my mental health. Oh, everybody's staring at me like I'm a nut at this Chipotle. Hi. No, they probably just think I'm talking on my phone to somebody. They're not aware that I am talking about the case of Crist'Fer Watts. Sorry, I'm still a little loopy. I'm still not 100% yet, as you can tell from my voice, but I'm a little less screamy today than I was the other day. And I'm really sorry about that coughing. I would love for this to be a leisurely, audio-friendly channel. But, yeah, that was probably pretty rough for some of you, so I'll try to avoid that in the future. Hopefully my AC blowing isn't messing this up, but yeah. Also, I really appreciated one thing in particular that Bonita Barbie was saying in the comments on her fantastic video last night. Yeah, it's interesting to see all of us real people, real parents who aren't trying to make a living on YouTube. We're just seeing something and we want to talk about it. And I think it was Holly who said something very true. Something that I want to kind of talk about right now, which is that, honestly, watching Shanann's videos this year for the first time, it's informed the way I am as a parent. It's given me pause, when I reach for my phone to take a photo of one of my kids, and I don't post on social media about my kids. Actually, I don't post on social media. I don't use it, except for now, again. Ooh, scary. But I think it's really valuable even to discuss those videos. Just take away that anything happened. Take away Watts Island. Take away the fact that 3 people died. It's a worthwhile conversation to have, even if you just watch those videos and think about them and absorb how you feel when you react to them, and see if it changes the way that you parent or the way that you behave socially or on social media. I know I went a little hard the other day on my defense of NK, which was so not intentional. I did not mean to be the, as Bonita said, white knighting NK. Please, no. I was mostly just trying to make the point that it was hypocritical for people to be shut down for talking about a very legitimate concern for people who were deceased, while also just making up whatever they want that could potentially be harmful to a living human being. We don't know. I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe she's guilty as sin. I don't know. I doesn't matter to me, honestly. I want to talk a little bit about Shanann and her habits and the way she was, because in my moments when I'm not like raging like the other day, I actually, the biggest emotion that I feel when I sit down and focus on her videos, I'm not reading comments that everybody's saying, I feel so much sympathy for her. I really do. Because I think the truth about her, like the good and the bad, has been so destroyed, which is, I think, dishonoring the memory of someone. Like, why can't we acknowledge that she wasn't a flawless person? Like, nobody is. If I died tomorrow, I hope people would talk honestly about me and didn't remember some person that didn't exist. It minimizes her life, in my opinion. And I know, that includes what I was saying yesterday about the potential child abuse, but maybe she really needed some help. Maybe she didn't get that help. Maybe she was so used to sweeping everything under the rug. And I think, yes, the MLM thing was really, really dangerous for her. But I think that mostly, of course, because of the financial situation, but more than anything, I don't think she was necessarily using her children to sell product. I think she was using the MLM as an excuse to make friends and for people to see her, and she wanted to fit in, and she wanted other moms to be like, yeah, my kids do that too, or something. It honestly breaks my heart, because it's like, what if she had met up? What if she had gone through some other thing? Like, even if you move to a new place, you don't know anybody, go on like meetup.com or something. I don't know. There's all these, or even on Facebook, there's like private local mom communities. Like, one of my best friends moved to a new city and had a baby with her husband, and she didn't know anybody. And she's in all these Facebook groups now and met all these amazing moms. Like, I just wish Shanann could have done that. But I think the reality was that she was really shy and she was really insecure. And I think she needed an outlet. And I think that MLM gave her an excuse to be like, oh, hey guys, this is my job, It's not like, I'm not a loser who's just posting all the time on Facebook trying to make friends. This is because I'm a professional and I'm networking. Which is, fine if it was just her. I get it. I don't really think it's the best way to make friends, and I don't know how genuine those friendships could be if they're based on being salespeople, but I can't speak on that. I don't know how genuine her friendships were, but the problem is when she starts involving her children, like using them as an extension of herself and not allowing them to grow on their own. We can say whatever we want. We can say that's a quality of a narcissistic personality, projecting or making your kids be just like you, and that could be, but I just think she did love her kids. I think she wanted help. I think she wanted someone to reach out and not make her feel like a freak. Like, remember that video where she says, what was it? She says something along the lines of like, she never wants her kids to feel like they're not enough. And to me, that says it all. And it's really tragic. It's I think about it all the time. That's one of the big aspects of this case. It's not even the case. It's these people. And it's important to talk about it. It's important to tell the truth, because nobody talks about mental health in this country. We think we do, but we don't. We narrow everything down. We have to put labels on people. That's why the minute that these murders occurred and everybody was slapping that label on Crist'Fer of like, psychopath. Yep, I'm a renowned forensic psychologist and I know my shit. And it clearly makes no sense that this dude did this, because he doesn't fit any kind of profile for someone who would be a family annihilator. But, they had to make it work, because that's what happened. So they had to like pigeonhole him. Let's stop doing that. Why do we do that? I love true crime. I love it. And I've listened to so many podcasts. I love Last Podcast on the Left. I don't know if anybody else listens to that. They do some really interesting deep dives into some fascinating criminals and psychopaths, to put it broadly. But they really get in there and attempt to figure out the root of the trouble. And it's not about like excusing murderers. It's about really looking at the why, so that we can be more informed in the future, that's why I'm stuck on this case. That's why I'm talking about this case. That's why I have to talk about it. So I really appreciate all of you for engaging in this conversation. I mean, this is going to sound... In some ways, I see a lot of myself in Shanann. Like myself, maybe like 15 years ago or something. Because I've gone through things. I don't use Facebook. I haven't used Facebook in probably like 10 years, but back when I did use Facebook, because I was on Facebook right when it started. Like I'm dating myself here, but because how old would Shanann be now? When she was born in 84, so I was born in 86. And the year Facebook came out was the year I graduated from high school. It was 2004. See, I hear myself say and I'm like, uh-oh, I sound like Shanann. Anyways, so yeah, the year it came out, 2004, I was a senior in high school, and one of my friends had just gotten accepted to Harvard, and she walks in one morning and she's like, oh my God, have you heard about this thing? It looks so cool. It's called the Facebook. Remember when it was called the Facebook? And we were like, what? No, we weren't invited. And she goes, well, yeah, so you give them, you have to join, you have to have your new college email address assigned to you. So some of us, we'd all been accepted to colleges, but we might not have gotten our official like school email yet. And she did. And she was getting into Harvard, and she was like, yeah, but unfortunately they only allow in Ivy League universities now. So I was like, well, I'm a loser. I didn't get into an Ivy League. I just got into a insanely expensive liberal arts college. And then I remember, I think it took like a few months or maybe 6 months or something. I think I was already in college when they allowed us less worthy universities join the Facebook. And I was there. I remember we were all like adding all our friends. Everybody you meet in the hallway, go home. You go back to your dorm room, you find mine the Facebook. And there wasn't a news feed, which was great. It was fun. It was like, oh, this person's cool. And you could like comment on each other's walls, but it was more like the old style social media, like MySpace. And then it became super fun, like tagging people in photos at parties and being like, hey, I was there, meeting people. And then I remember like a few years into that, they started talking about, it was like this big controversy of, do you think Facebook is going to let regular people join? And I think at this point they had dropped the, so it was just Facebook now. And everybody's like, no, they're never going to let like weird regular humans, and this is a college thing. And you know what? They had a point, because it definitely went down the toilet as soon as they opened the floodgates for the world to come in. But yeah, I remember, oh God, it was awful. I was like, why is my mom on here? This isn't fun anymore. And what was my point? Oh, and so years later, well, right after I graduated from college, I got married young. I had a starter marriage, which lasted for a few years, but was no hard feelings, ended in divorce, which was definitely the best thing for the both of us. Because we changed. We were too young, you know. And I remember during that time when I was very confused after I had gotten married, because I was like, wow, we were so happy. What's going on? I felt this like inner panic about what am I going to do? Like, what's happening? And to distract myself from that, I would constantly post on Facebook. Nothing, not like oversharing my emotions or anything, if anything, it was more like I was constantly curating this gallery that was my life. Like, here's a picture of us golfing. Here's a picture of us on vacation. Here's a picture of our new house. Here's a picture of us painting our new house. Here's a picture of our new dog. And everybody would be like, you guys are the best, blah, 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 blah. And it really became an addiction for me because it was this, and I felt the toxicity. I didn't like it. So I don't use it anymore. But I remember that feeling that I used to have, and I see it in every one of Shanann's posts. I see it. So I'm wondering if anybody else has felt like that, basically, because I think society would be such a better place if we could freely talk about issues, like talk about the problems, the real problems, not the curated bullshit. It's different from going to therapy, because like therapy, you can go to therapy for years, but it can only do so much, in my opinion. I think it helps to have, it really helps, honestly, to have a discussion like this with people who aren't your in real life friends, who know your history, so it's more objective this way. But we're all coming from our own experiences, and we can open each other's eyes to different possibilities that we had never considered before. And you know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, on some days, like on a day like today, the way I'm feeling right now, I'm grateful to have what Shanann put into the world as far as seeing her. I feel like I see her. I might not like what I see. I don't know, it feels good to genuinely start to understand another human. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it's just me. I'm sorry if I sound a little wooey-woo sometimes. I should probably stop sitting here and letting my car run. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much. Anybody who watched my videos, anybody who commented, please don't be offended if I don't respond or if I disappear for a few days, because that toxicity of social media is so real. And I have experienced it, and I don't want to experience it again. I don't want to feel that addiction again of I have to pick up my phone. I don't want to feel the pull, especially now that I have kids. I don't want to feel that pull at all. I don't need any more distractions. I've already got ADD. I don't want it to become a toxic obstacle in my life. So just know it's never personal if I space out a little. Definitely appreciate every comment. And keep them coming. Keep the great videos coming. Keep the discussion going. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Sorry. Oh, I'm just so excited to read some of the reactions from yesterday. It was really, really awesome. Made my day. Thank you, especially to Bonita Barbie, because you are an inspiration. And I'm never turning my camera on because boy, oh boy, I don't look as good as Bonita Barbie. And I'm not even going to turn my camera around so you can see where I am, because this Chipotle, it ain't as pretty as where Bonita Barbie lives. My goodness. That walk yesterday, I was like, you just wander around in beauty all the time. Oh, that's awesome, though. I'm going to figure out some fun, creative ways, though, to visually entertain you in the future, everyone. All right, I'm going to stop sitting around on my Duff. Shout out to all my Bobs. Lots of love. Bye.